My name is Sasha. I always welcome your questions, and yesterday, when I posted one of my articles, one of my students sent me an email with a question. His question was, what happens with parallel currents? Now, what he means by parallel currents are currents that flow through branches that are parallel. So I answered his email and I told him that parallel currents are not necessarily the same. They can be same, but not necessarily. You see, when we talk about parallel currents, we talk about currents that flow through two different paths, and those paths happen to be parallel. Now, in electrical circuits, when we have a couple of nodes and we have certain path between those two nodes, those paths are actually called branches. So within one branch, we have one current that flows through that branch. So if we have two parallel paths, that means we have two parallel branches, and each branch will have its own current. Now, from Ohm's law, we know that the value of current depends on voltage and resistance. Now, if we have two branches that are parallel, that means they have the same voltage. In this case, if we designate nodes A and B, then the voltage is VAB, which is the voltage across those two branches. Current I1 is the current that flows through branch 1, and there we have resistance R1. Therefore, current I1 will be VAB divided by R1. Similarly, in the other branch we have resistance R2. So current I2 is VAB divided by R2. So now if we compare what we calculated for I1 and I2, we can say that if R1 equals R2, then I1 will equal I2 because VAB is the same voltage across both of those two branches. On the other hand, if R1 is not the same as R2, that means our value for current I1 will not be the same as value for current I2. By doing this analysis, we can simply state that two currents that flow through two parallel branches or two parallel paths can be same if R1 equals R2, or may be different in case R1 is not the same as R2. So the resistance of a branch will determine the amount of current that will flow through the branch. I hope this helps with this question. If you have any other question that relates to electricity or electronics, electrical circuits or power systems, feel free to send me an email, questions@eeSasha.com. Thank you very much.